And hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Gloves Off podcast, the only podcast that eats the noodles and the bowl at the same time, twice. I am one of your many hosts, Master Hand Games Koopa, joined as always by my three cohorts. I was just watching the second Captain America film last night. I forget what his friends are called, the Howling Bandits. Is that what they are?
I'm not sure. I kind of forget. I've seen those movies, and each of them felt like a weird dream that I had one time.
Especially, I love that one, but it was definitely the weirdest, like, in terms of pacing and, like, theme. Winter Soldier, it was definitely the most different, but I really like that one. I think a lot of people do.
It's my favorite. I was gonna say, me and you are about to have some words if you say you don't like that movie, because I love that one.
I'll tune into our Marvel review podcast.
I'd actually be down for that.
We'll talk to the council about it. Anyway, we're here with the gang. We're back here to talk about what was a pretty action packed week. You got Hazmat. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing great. How's everyone doing?
We're doing good. And the third member of the Black Shirt Brigade for today, the man with the hair, and the man who woke up at 9 o'clock this morning and was probably a little steamed about it, Mr. Ajax HQ. How are you, sir?
Just a little bit, like we said off air. I've been up since 6, and I had a 3-hour period of expecting something that didn't happen. I've already seen some shots at me from a few people who put some tweets out. I'm gonna have words with them later. I'm gonna build somebody's team in completely incorrect biddy, but it's all good. I'm having a good time.
His ass. Dang.
Smack talk. I didn't see that coming. I'll be honest with you.
It wasn't at me. It was directed in general though, and I definitely was one of the people. As soon as I put my thing up, everybody started saying it. So I was like, okay.
When Vinny talks smack, it's like one of my favorite things on planet Earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna mess with him later. I'm gonna tell him that his build is completely wrong.
Hate to see it. And the fourth horseman in this brigade for today, not wearing a black shirt, but it's okay. We still love him all the same. The man that makes the magic happen, Mr. Chris Elodian. How are you?
Doing well. Just yeah, the surprising amount of news today. I got to tell you, I was not really expecting, or just in general this week.
Yeah, me and Haz were talking like before the show started. But like, obviously with quarantine going on, the source of news has been kind of, I'll be honest, it's been a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. We have gotten some pretty decent information coming out, considering that things like Smash have continued to update and Pokemon and the sort. But yeah, this week especially, like there's a lot to talk about, as you can see by the layout. If you're watching, in the video format, the ARMS character we were all patiently waiting for was announced this week in the form of Min Min.
Yeah, it sure was. That was this sparks. You know what? I almost kind of want to jump right into this one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts.
Like I said, I want to jump into it. So the reason I want to jump into it is because, like, I know you got Super Smash Brothers, right? It's this game that has all of your favorite video game characters. It's got Mario, it's got Donkey Kong, it's got Pac-Man, it's got Min Min.
Don't say Sonic. All right, good.
It's got Sonic.
It's got Piranha Plant.
And so here's my major thing about it, right? And I think it's okay. Like, it's nice getting another first party rep, and I think everyone could sort of appreciate that on some end. However, ARMS sort of being the game that no one really cared about when it came out, and even up until date, except for maybe like Austie and Coney for.
They're definitely the two. They're
definitely
the Vicky did it too. She hides now, but she did it.
She's guilty.
I can picture her in an ARM shirt. I either made that up in some fever dream or it's just facts. But she can't hide from that. That's a checkered past right there.
So what confuses me is, like, so you probably would have expected, like, what's like Ribbon Girl or like
so I got an answer for that, actually, because I wanted to research into this. I knew this was going to get brought up. So Min Min was picked specifically by the creator, like we talked about in the like Sakurai talked about in the post. And I think it's not just that, because they said everybody's a protagonist in that game. None of us would know because we haven't played more than watching the trailer. But it's just one of those things where I think they did it based off of the popularity out of like those regions, because she is super popular over in Japan and China and everything from what I've seen. So I think that's why they went that route. Instead of going with like Ribbon Girl or someone like that.
This is the one thing, and I'm gonna blame James for triggering me on this one, but he's right. Actually, he's right on this. So you saw Fire Emblem Rep come out, and everyone's just like, "Wow, Nintendo's a shill! I can't believe it! Just first party rep, blah blah blah." So I don't even think that character would have been an issue if they didn't just go main character man Byleth. If they why didn't they use like Edelgard? Why didn't they use Dimitri? Like any other character that you could have had variety. They decided to do that with ARMS, and I'm just like, why? Like. So that was the first thing that really got me. The second thing that really got me is just like, here's now another zoning character, that punches you at that. So I don't know. This is again coming off of Byleth, who is also just another zoning character. So I don't know. You guys feel free to jump in at this point. I got my initial beef out of there. I just think it was kind of a strange choice.
I think the choice makes sense. I think we all expected an ARMS character when the game came out. I think that was like the next thing. Like instead of Incineroar, like the Ken trailer. Thank God it wasn't that, because both those characters are awesome. But dude, don't like ARMS. Never like when everyone was buying it for $60. I'm like, you're all fucking idiots. Like what a waste of time. I guess some people really liked it, which is cool. But for the most part, I think it left a sour taste in people's mouths, and they didn't enjoy the game. The soundtrack seems cool. I haven't listened to it a lot.
I will give it that. The music's actually good on that.
Isn't it all the same song, just in different varieties? It's that guy going, oh.
It's still like it kind of fits like the fighting game theme of music though. It's like almost Tekken-esque.
It's been stuck in my head all week.
All right.
So we knew this was coming at some point, right? Like we're all pretty surprised that it just didn't happen initially. So I will say I am very surprised in myself that I'm weirdly hyped up for this character. Like I think she looks cool. I think the music is cool. I think the stage is cool. I think she was the second best choice they could have made. I would like to see Twintel personally. I think that was a great opportunity for them. But I don't think they dropped the ball completely because another female rep is very good and in need, honestly, for Smash. But like, she's just cool. Like I didn't know she was a character that existed. So
I will say
that's why I thought she was a neat choice, because I knew all the other contenders, like the pickle thing and like the fucking the RoboCop whatever. I don't know whatever the fuck else.
Your argument was so valid that you overtook Koopa.
Where am I? And the trailer was good too.
My bad.
Like the animation's cool. Why is it just me?
Because you were talking.
Hey guys, here's my trailer. Oh, that's so cool. Look at me go.
This is actually a great new segment to this.
Hey, here's ARMS. Don't put me next to ARMS. But she's cool.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm getting a screen cap of that. I'm gonna tag you and Cody.
And the trailer was cool. I want to play as the character. I think she looks neat. I think she looks complex. I think she looks fun. Whatever, man. Let's fucking see what happens. Who gives a shit? I'm on board.
All right, so from the opposite end of that, as somebody who plays characters that specifically get destroyed by stuff like this, seeing full screen command grab is something I pointed out months ago that I was very scared of, and sure enough, there it is. Just like the character, I think the problem is with the DLCs.
Nice job,
is
Chris.
that,
by the way, this looks great. I'm sorry to interrupt.
It is I think this is awesome. Honestly, this looks really good.
Good job, Chris.
One of the things that I've been very blown away by when it comes to the DLC is we haven't had, outside of a few of them, a very high consistency of like super great DLC in terms of people who just want to pick them up right away and they work for everyone. I love how unique they keep the characters, but like this one is so different. But even though she's so different, and I'm definitely gonna try her out at first because like I actually like Min Min's design. It's actually pretty cool.
I think it's awesome. Dude.
I think that I think she definitely like
very pleasing.
Yeah. I think overall I see why she's very popular because she has like a lot of character and a lot of like spunk, you could almost say, with her. But at the end of the day, she's still somebody who's gonna swing full screen with aerial smash attacks. Like Eden Rocks is finally validated on that one, but it's. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that one back up. But like, it's kind of crazy that we actually have a character who's gonna function like that in Smash, where you never would have seen this. So many years ago, where it's always just been up close. So I agree, I'm intrigued, but like I'm hesitant just because the character is going to thrive in a Wi-Fi era. I've been playing Keep Away, and it's gonna make people hate the character faster than they're gonna like her. I think that's what I'm worried about the most with her.
So my retort to that is that this character, I feel like, was like the expectations were already on the floor. Like Byleth already like set the foundation for like, oh god, it's happening again. And when they announced it was an ARMS character, everyone was like, oh god. It's like the opposite of, they started the relay with the best race and then they ended the relay with me. it's not gonna work out for anybody. But I think like anytime they add a new character, regardless of who it is, I think it's a breath of fresh air, and I love it. And like I said, they had a couple of interesting options they can go with. I'm glad they didn't go to Bowser Jr. route, where like it's just 8 ARMS characters and it's just a representation of ARMS.
That's what I thought they were gonna do for a second there.
Yeah, and not just Min Min, and like I said, like has said, I think Twintail would have been a great choice from representation too. But I actually initially said when they announced it was an ARMS character that I would have loved Min Min just because aesthetically her design is so cool. She works in a ramen shop. She's got a nest smash attack where she can up smash and it reflects. The kit in general is just very, very interesting. And also the direct presentation was it was jarring, but it was really cool to like see Sakurai's like house with furniture and a slinky that's in the couch
flexing the 2 TVs in front of us.
What a gamer set! Like I have 2
that
monitors,
was so cool.
but like for PC gaming, which is super common, but 2 full ass living room TVs. Holy shit, that was so sick.
That's flexing. And
yeah.
Also, I love that like just watching Sakurai like play with a slinky, just like the way that a normal person would play with a slinky, where like they take the 2 ends and like put them together and just like let it hang there. Like I felt very validated in that.
He's human after all.
And real quick, talk about how I missed the direct actually for the first time. I think this is the first direct I've ever missed. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. You said you were at work.
No, I was so like sick, bro.
Oh, I thought you said you were at work. Yeah, no, that's yeah, like even missing the direct, like watching, like I actually didn't get to watch the whole thing because I was also at work. I had to wait till lunch to watch it.
I wasn't at work.
Oh, I mean, I was the one at work. You were the one who was sick. My bad. I don't know my days anymore, man. They're all blended together at this point.
Where was I?
You were finding your black shirt for the podcast today, and you found the gray one instead.
Where was Koopa?
I was at work actually.
Oh, there you go. All right, at least that worked.
But I had the whole plan. I was going to listen to the direct like while I was driving, but then this is the first direct they have without a translator. So I'm like, oh no.
Wow, that's unfortunate timing. Yeah, so there was a lot to appreciate in the no translation, but unfortunate timing for you, I guess. Yeah, that was the first time, wasn't it? That was the first time they went at it without a translation.
Yeah, Sakurai even said this is gonna be weird, and like I really did appreciate like the kind of the DIY aspect of it, where like he was like, yeah, this is the first time you're gonna see a Nintendo developer's house, like kind of poggers, am I right? But like, no, even despite the fact that Sakurai was without a translator, I thought that we all kind of like figured out like the direct formula at this point. Like we stopped trying to like figure out like why these announcements are so long. Like it's followed the same formula. Sakurai goes into a brief history of ARMS. I did find it interesting how like the creator of ARMS said that he wanted the rep to be Min Min. I thought that was like, I just pictured like they're in like the park making like the director of ARMS like passes Sakurai a what's it called, like a manila envelope, and he's like
just money filled with it. It's like Min Min.
Min Min rules, dude. I'm down.
Honestly, okay. So, what would you guys say your like actual impressions on a rating out of 10 would be? 10 at the highest, when it comes to this character, because I'm actually relatively interested on that, considering how we didn't like none of us, very obvious, care about ARMS, but character-wise, I tend to get hooked onto other games just by them being in Smash. It's a genius marketing move, and it works every time. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm definitely not going to go out and buy ARMS. I'm just going to be 110% honest.
I fucking thought about it. That's how bad it got. I did.
Really?
I did think about it.
I'm not going to...
Is it discounted yet?
It's Nintendo. They don't discount these.
I didn't think so, but I just can't imagine spending $60 on ARMS. I just can't.
That was a big deterrent. Also, like, I have other fighting games I'd rather play.
Yeah.
I wanted to know the character a little bit. I usually play whenever I'm interested in a character. I'll play their game usually.
Yep, me too.
How this shit works.
So,
I was debating on it.
You're okay with this character despite the fact that it invalidates.
So weird, right?
That you main.
I think she's gonna do very well against both my characters for sure. But that's okay. I kind of want to like what that's. My characters don't have a good matchup spread anyway. Like, that's not a thing that I care about too. I mean, I care, but not like whatever. Who
I
the
get
fuck?
you.
We're not even at tournaments right now.
So that's true.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be one of those characters that thrives currently in the meta of the Wi-Fi arc, but I think once we get back to normal, I don't see how a Min beats like say Light's Fox or like Mars's ESS completely just staying in her face the whole time. I feel like that's when we'll see the character. We'll see few and far between character specialists, or specifically for like matchups like let's say a Leon with Bowser. It's like, all right, I'm gonna force you to play B Junior instead because I know that
Banjo.
you can't get in.
Banjo now. That's what he said.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He's like super hyped about.
We're gonna have to talk to him about that.
I like Banjo. I don't care. I know
I'm
he's kinda
still,
lame, but like,
I still
really
hold
like
out
Banjo.
hope that somebody is gonna thrive with Banjo one day.
I
still
mean,
hope-
in Wi-Fi, people already are.
I mean, hey, it could be as early as
This
next
is-
week. We need. I just noticed we didn't even have up
There
here that 8.0's patch drops next week too.
Well, yeah, that's
With the release
Wait,
of
is
her.
it next
So
week
like,
or is it on Friday? I thought it was on Friday.
yeah, I was.
oh wait, is it this Friday?
Is
on
it?
the
When is she released?
I thought it was
Yeah.
exactly a week from the announcement, so I think that'd be the 29th.
Yeah,
So-
it's on that following Monday.
Yeah, I do
I
want to
thought
get.
it said Friday for some reason.
I
but
do
like
want to. I do want to get on patch 8.0, but there's something that, you know, just because I am who I am and I like talking about these types of things, and I think this is very interesting, especially since this is the month to observe it. What do you think about the ults? Was this totally calculated from the beginning, having, you know, ults that are traditionally considered trans rights? I mean, I'm all for it. I'm just
I
like,
can't
wow.
say
Alright.
whether it matches any of the character skins in the actual game. I have no idea to even say if they reference.
I'm just gonna say it's purely coincidence.
Yeah, but
I think that would
Could
giving
be.
them a
Yeah, probably. I just
yeah, I think
timing
it
could
might
have
be
been better.
coincidence. It's just it's a really nice coincidence. I'll say that. Like especially during Pride Month to have something like
Absolutely.
that. So that's really cool.
I
Also,
just-
like
yeah.
that's
They
I was
definitely
just gonna say that.
God.
I was just gonna say that that's also just like aesthetically, that's in the wheelhouse of like the character skins I like to play. I like the purples and the reds and the blues and all like the little alterations of that. So
I think it's a happy coincidence for them a little bit. I think they definitely recognize that that's a thing, and they didn't decide against it. Like that's definitely, you know,
That's
at
a good
least a
sign.
point there. So, and then also, I think I don't know enough about ARMS to know the lore, but usually what the character skins are a reference to the franchise
Likewise.
in some way. So it might be like some other character's palette. Like it might just be a happy coincidence, and they would, but they still had to make the choice. So in my opinion, they still get some credit for that. But
yeah.
um,
I think we probably agree on the happy coincidence thing, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Like you said, like it's a very kind and notable notion that should be done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I straight up don't know any of the characters in ARMS like that, other than like Ninjara, besides Ribbon Girl and Ribbon Boy, if that's even their names.
I know there's a cop.
Rocket Punch
there's-
Man, right? That's one.
There's
right.
there's a
There's
girl
that
on a robot.
green jelly looking dude.
I like Kid Cobra. That's also the guy that I use in ARMS. I thought he looked cool.
Isn't there like a mecha Ribbon Boy too, or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's making me want to play the freaking game, and I hate it because I want to know. I hate not knowing.
I'm just gonna go to my neighbor's house and play the game because he has it. Yeah, like in regards to the alt costumes, like if it's I'm of the nature it's a coincidence, but like Kaz said, it's a welcome coincidence. Just because
I'm glad it makes people happy. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
I'm
Like
for
people
that,
people should be happy about that shit. I'm not saying I'm not one of them. I'm just like I saw other
Mhm.
people like, especially because I missed the direct when it first happened, but I saw people posting. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's neat.
Yeah, no, it's I like it a lot. So
It definitely got brought up at some point. Like by the
I
way,
think-
like,
I think
like
so.
it has to get discussed at some point. Either that or. That would suck if it was just a complete like miss, you know what I mean? Where they're like, "Oh, we didn't even think about that. We just kind of did it. 'cause the colors are nice." That would kind of suck, but it's still in there, so that's good. And I'm glad you look at something like that. It's kind of how you want to take it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm glad people can get a good feeling out of it and get something positive. That's great.
All right.
So do you guys think Captain Falcon and Kirby who picked up the bill out of those two?
Falcon, bro.
Falcon,
Yeah.
he was working off the bill. That's why that's why he was in the back.
Him going ham on that ramen was the best part of that.
That was
that
so
trailer.
funny. Like, I don't know who decided that in the boardroom to say that let's just make Falcon down this entire ramen bowl. It just Kirby alongside of it was just adorable. But Like,
It's gotta be Kirby.
it was like it was just perfect. Like the intensity of it. Like some of my favorite trailers involve Captain Falcon, and there's another one.
I just love the concept that like they hang out and go to lunch sometimes.
Yes,
like that's so cute.
Yes, especially with the fact that Kirby actually bodies Captain Falcon half the time.
Yeah,
I love this. This was great. This
so
was very,
good.
very cool.
Yeah,
I'm so glad it wasn't either of these morons. Holy shit, it could have been so much worse. Fuck that thing. And I hate the poster boy. I hate this guy.
Springman?
Oh, he's trash.
Springman,
bro.
that's his actual name.
He's
Okay.
Trash, generic shit. Not creative at all. Fucking not interesting.
Well, don't worry, he's gonna get punched out right now. See ya.
Ribbon Girl, I would have been cool with Ribbon Girl too, but I think Min Min's cooler.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think like like I said before, I understand now why she's so liked, because she just fits that like anime trope of character that just seems super funny and super quirky as a protagonist. So I think that I think Min Min was the right choice to get in there. Plus, she has freaking dragon cannons. Like the other ones don't have dragon cannons. That's an easy buy. It's gonna kill me a lot, but that's a good design to go off to.
All right, so now the fun stuff. So what do you guys think? What are we gonna expect from patch 8.0? Character balances? Are we gonna see like what are we gonna see?
I've been trying really hard to pre-predict the 8.0 for a little while now, because the trend has very much stuck with the past few ones, targeting the ones people are complaining about. There was a lot of the patch went out to Kirby, a lot of the low tier characters. Zelda got buffed. Like it was actively complained about characters that needed help. So I've been trying to figure out who are some of the worst characters in the game right now that people would be happy to see adjusted, and I'm guessing a good buff for Incineroar, because Pokemon is very popular right now. I know, like weird, right? But I think that because of Pokemon being super popular right now, I can see a buff to Incineroar. I can see at least a small change to K-Rool, and then beyond that, I have no damn clue. Because
Sonic is getting nerfed.
I sure hope that that's like, I sure hope that when they do it, because I think that's what's gonna happen. I think you're right. That they don't butcher, because his toolkit is built literally by design to behave this way. And I can never get that through to people, because all you hear is Sonic Spin Man bad because he's really good on Wi-Fi. But like, he still struggles. His up air doesn't work. Like there's a lot of things that are still wrong with the character. If they maybe recreated the design a little bit to where it doesn't have to run away the entire freaking game to get something successful, I think I could see like a good change with a positive nerf that's won't change too much. But I think Sonic is probably going to be the one that gets hit the hardest for sure.
So, as the local Sonic fan in the group call,
hey, I'm a Sonic fan too. I just don't play him.
By the way, happy 29th birthday, Sonic the Hedgehog, as of yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Sonic 1 came out 29 years ago. That's crazy.
Wow.
Which means I can't wait to be disappointed by the 30th anniversary game. Oh boy. But yeah, like I'm keeping my expectations.
Why do you do it to yourself? I don't understand. Like, why don't you just stop? Like, what the heck?
I can't.
You know what? You know how fast I gave up on Kingdom Hearts when they just let me down for years? So fucking quick, just done.
Dude, I can't
Done.
do it, man.
The problem is we're eternal, man. Like
I have a problem.
I don't have the hat, but I have all the games right over there, and like it's crazy though. What do you mean? No, most of a lot of the later ones are pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
Anyway,
good ones are good. I like the good ones. I own and play the good ones, but I don't buy all of them.
It just sucks because like it's crazy that like the good games that they have are made by freaking people who are like fans. Like I've been exposed to this because my roommate is a huge Sonic fan, and he was telling me how that Chow is great.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I want to steal that Chow. Don't ever let me into your house. I'm taking that Chow with me. But look at it. Please change your profile pic to that for like a week.
But like Ken is like my all-time favorite video game character of all time. But I don't own like Street Fighter 5. You know what I mean? Like I don't play Street Fighter 5. I don't do that. Like I think I own it because someone gifted it to me. But like I don't fucking play it. You know what I mean? I don't do that shit. I love the character. He's my favorite character of all time. But I don't give a shit. The game isn't good. I'm not fucking buying it and playing it.
Street Fighter 5. I don't touch the stuff.
No, I don't touch it, man. You could pay me. It's actually okay, I guess. It's the weakest of like the latest ones.
It is definitely.
My point stands. I didn't like Street Fighter 4 that much. I mean, I thought it was okay, but
I like Street Fighter 4.
Anyway,
it was fine. Anyway,
so I'm keeping my expectations at least patch-wise.
Did he get low for you guys? I can't really hear
Yeah,
you.
he
for a
went a little
second. It'll kick back in. Yeah, that's what we're talking
Okay,
about.
sorry.
I better.
There
you
go.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know why you sound like you're almost underwater when you do that.
It usually
That's
corrects
weird.
itself.
Yeah.
Usually.
I think
You gotta eat a bubble.
I think we got to stop staring at it. Like it does
Yeah.
perform under
We're
pressure.
just-
1 in 4 men.
Yeah, see, now it's good. The camera's gone, and all of a sudden you're good.
Hey, anyway, so
Interesting.
I'm keeping my expectations for at least patch stuff very low here, because the last like 3 update patches we've gotten have been kind of like chump changey. Like you get some updates to like some mid tiers that nobody likes and Diddy Kong here and there. I'm not expecting like a complete overhaul like what the Shoto's got and like what these other characters got like way back when I think that was the Joker patch when that happened. I don't remember.
Smash, right before Smash and Splash is all I remember. 'Cause I was on the flight reading the patch notes and so excited.
Yeah,
I completely forgot how great the buffs were for Ken.
So I'll say
You'll the best, dude. He deserved it.
You'll get some like knockback adjusted. You'll get some like I don't know.
Grab ledge quicker nonsense.
Well,
People
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, people are probably salivating at the mouth for like UI fixes, and it's not gonna happen. So
Yeah.
you're gonna get some like random buffs to Bowser Jr. You're gonna get. I think the random character dispatch that is due to get buffed might be like. I don't want to say Bayonetta because I don't want to be cursed into existence.
They're never gonna buff. She's never even gonna be close to high 2.
She's
They're
eternally
never
doomed
gonna do
because
it.
of the last game.
Yeah.
They're gonna buff Isabelle. That's who they're gonna buff. They're gonna.
I mean, while they're really on the Nintendo IP wagon, you never know. But I don't know. Like we could see potentially another legal stage in all this. So that's an interesting thing, albeit a lot like Smashville. But hey, it's something a little different to look at and has different.
We need more small stages, Chris.
No, I know. I'm not mad about it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
just
not mad
excited.
about
That's all.
it.
Sorry, that was not a disagreeing tone. I'm just excited. Really excited about this arms patch, Chris. Who would have guessed? I was a hater. I still am a hater, but like I'm very pleasantly surprised that this is. I'm excited.
I'm surprised that you are this excited, but I could sort of.
I'm unpredictable. I'm a wild card.
I think when it comes to me, when it comes to this character, it's like I hated arms, but like I'm one of those freaking madmen who I want to see this game get to 100 characters plus, just because we could say we did it. I know the matchups would be absolutely batshit insane, but like the thought of a legal game having 100 plus characters and they'll never do this again to this degree. So Ultimate will be an eternal like game on the trophy case for like all time. So I would love to get like I would buy a championship edition with all the DLC specifically for that and DLC additional skins maybe one of these days. But
wishful thinking, I see, but I could accept it.
I'm gonna ride and die that train until I
freaking
die. But also Vault Boy was a pretty cool Mii costume edition. I hate the Mii costumes, but like that was a nice cool one that they added to.
One of the worst things, and literally no one's talking about it, is that they gave away the secrets of the spirit mode, which is so stupid, and then also they updated spirit mode. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, we want UI updates, and they're updating spirit mode. Like,
what a strange change. I think it's because like the idea is if you're home and playing and you don't have online, especially during quarantine, they want to kind of show some love to the people who can't play online or whatever. I'm not saying they're like that's a good way to think about it.
Oh, by the way, who's the one in the boardroom who's the Mii Gunner main? Because Sans, Cuphead, Vault Boy, all going to Mii Gunner.
Even Sakurai's Mii always associated with the Gunner every time.
Like,
it's probably him.
Oh, really?
What the hell? His character is lame as hell to fight against, and they keep giving it the best skins. It's like, all right, but anyways. I'm also mad because my eternal prediction of Heihachi eventually getting into this game died with the Heihachi Mii costume, so there's another one bit the dust.
We can get another second character, Akuma.
I want to look. All right, you right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get that one. I'm gonna leave it at that.
They had us in the first half.
Yeah, so I don't know. The one thing I will say to Ajax's 100 character thing is just if we do reach 100 characters, are we just gonna expect to see more Nintendo IPs? You know what I mean? Or are we gonna go back to characters like Joker and Snake? And,
I think we
and, like,
see.
Terry
Okay,
and,
so we're at what, like 80 right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the ratio would be 12 to 8, or 13 to 7, something like that. Of the low number being third parties and the rest being first party IP, because at the end of the day, like we said before, Smash is just a marketing machine. It's their best advertisement they have for any of their first party games. Like we all, well, not Koopa, but me and Has questioned buying ARMS for freaking Min. I do not care for that game, but I was going to buy it. I got into Fire Emblem back in Melee because of Melee. Like there's a Xenoblade. I never played Xeno prior, but when I saw Shulk, I'm like, well, now I want to know the series. Like, it just works so well. So I see a higher ratio because they'll make more money off their first party titles. But I could see at least at minimum 6, but I think it's more like a 7 to 8 of third party characters getting in, because I think that's like they just bring so much hype. Whereas we had 2 pretty low-end announcements with these last ones. So it completely, it's like break glass when third-party needed kind of situation. Just enough times.
I think we're at that point where that glass got to get shattered. But
yeah, by a Master Chief.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just it, man. Until the Master Chiefs get unveiled and stuff like that, I'm gonna be asleep for a little while longer. But
yeah, or even maybe Crash Bandicoot. It was a fourth game.
Maybe there's whatever the collection is on there, and you know there's plenty of characters. There is no shortage of characters that could be in this game.
Hard to predict.
On a business end, I guess I can't speak to that. But speaking of business ends and marketing machines, how about Pokemon MOBA game?
We're going to unite under one front to all on mobile games.
Unexpected, huh?
So, all right.
I mean,
you
guys are the Pokemon fans. I'm going to let you guys.
Anybody want to take it before I go off?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, so this is what Nintendo's big announcement was, or Pokemon's big announcement was today, that they hinted at the end of.
Was that drumming?
That was me.
Okay.
That mic is hot.
I was like, is that the YouTube? Like, is this the YouTube?
That's
video?
that enhanced mic quality setting.
You can hear this?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I was just tapping my fingers in anticipation of getting ready to rant.
But yeah, so this happened today. Pokemon Company announced last week that they were going to announce more stuff this week, and today it was in the form of Pokemon. And I said this in last week's podcast that Pokemon is never afraid of taking the IP and slapping it on the bumper of some weird genre of game. They've done it with tactical RPGs. They've done it with fighting games. Now they're doing it with the multiplayer online battle arena genre with Pokemon Unite, which is exactly what it looks like. It is a Pokemon MOBA. And so I'm going to be real here. I've played exactly 0 seconds of like traditional MOBAs like League of Legends, Dota, you name it. I have not played it because I have never owned a computer good enough to play one. So I'm going to instead give the floor to the one person who plays primarily Dota and whose DNA is made up of primarily Dota. Has, what were your initial reactions to Pokemon Unite?
It looks cool, and I mean they're Pokemonifying it, so they're gonna make it very simple. Like there's no mouse and keyboard, so there's not gonna be like crazy micro or like intense units or whatever. So I'm interested to see like a very basic kind of MOBA game that we're gonna get here. I can play it on my GameCube controller. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
So here's my thought about it. This is an interesting direction for them to go because MOBA games traditionally are very teamwork heavy. So this is a thing where you now have a very young audience playing this game, and kind of the traditional thing. And like if you're playing, whether it be League or Dota, and you got like people on the team that just don't really know how the team format works, you get tilted and angry, and then that's why those games are kind of very toxic, a lot of those games. So now you're going to basically have someone with a Charizard just rushing in, and someone who's a grown adult male playing this game who's going to get very mad at the child Charizard who's just rushing in. And then now you get kids' first introduction into like getting yelled at.
Not just, well, they won't allow it is like going to be the main issue / good solve here. You know what I mean? Like 'cause sometimes in MOBAs it's a very complex game. I don't know. They'll probably dumb it down a lot, obviously.
They're gonna have to.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's exactly what you said. Is that communication is key in those games. So if I can only spam emotes, or if I can only say like pre-prep lines by Nintendo, that's good for
Step
the
into
kid.
the ring.
But yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what it's gonna have to be.
Yeah,
But
it's the unfortunate product of Pokemon being baby's first subgenre. You know, I don't want to like harp on. I don't want to say that Pokemon is just this baby fodder, but like it's most kids like first experience in JRPGs. You know, it could be your first experience in a trading card game. You know, it's a real gateway drug to like all these other sort of, you know, subgenres and competition, and this is obviously no different. And like Has said, like if it has those sort of like, you know, team things, so we do see in it is a 5v5, you know, traditional format. Shout out to DC, by the way, for making his appearance here, and I hope he's doing well. You know, good to see him. Just, you know, that he's hanging in there, and he's playing Talonflame, which is I guess a good choice. So. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see how it all shakes out here. It just looks so like cool, man. Like I love the concept of catching Pokemon to level up, and you know, the concept of like combining moves and stuff like that. It's all the fun of Pokemon, just with a different competitive spin. It's another competitive avenue for people to explore.
The like Pokemon IP in general is just like there are so many different cool ways it could apply itself to a MOBA. Like people have been saying that forever. It's like it should be a MOBA or it should be an MMO. I think people are still really waiting for, and I guess we kind of got that with Pokemon Go, kind of, but not really. So yeah, I think this is I did not see it coming. That's for fucking sure. I don't think really anybody did, but I think Pokemon in terms of being an IP and being flexible. It has the best IPs on the planet, so you put it in there with some decent, unique gameplay. And I think it'll be okay. I mean, it's going to be very popular when it first comes out, at least, but we'll see how much staying power it has, really.
The most interesting thing that I've seen in this whole trailer is everyone multi-streaming from their phones. You're watching a full-on MOBA game right now with everyone playing from their phones, and like I find that actually really interesting because I feel like maybe that's just going to be the wave moving forward. You know what I mean? Like. I think that's a big part of why they probably introduced this game because it's multiplayer and it's accessible. You know, you said babies first with regard to Pokemon, but you're not wrong. This is a series that's
literally
it's been so friendly to the younger Nintendo audience. I mean, I've been playing Pokemon since it was first released on Game Boy in like '96. You know, I mean, what was I like 5 or 6 at the time? Or no, I'm sorry, I was like 10 at the time.
Yeah, that was like 40 years ago.
So anyways, and like, you know, and that was like my introduction to like RPG games, and now Pokemon is the introduction to multiple games aside from just RPG or collector games. Like this is really interesting. So I think we're heading towards that age where mobile gaming is really going to burst. Nintendo sees that. Here's their game that really immerses people. Yeah, I don't know. I think this actually says a lot more about the overall future that Nintendo's trying to head, because even if you think about last week, the Pokemon Direct, it wasn't even called a Direct, it was called Pokemon Presents. So now Pokemon is essentially its own entity within Nintendo. Obviously, it always has been, but more so pushed as its kind of own thing. So I'm really going to be interested to see what they decide to do with that from a competitive standpoint, because it's very clear that they want to, you know, get some people playing together, and this looks like something not like Smash where the netcode is, you got to really worry about it like impeding on gameplay, because as you can see of the game, it's just sort of, you know, probably tolerant of some lag.
Yeah, like I do find the concept that like they are promoting, you know, cross-platform play to be very interesting, because like that's like it's like when Pokemon Go first came out, everybody was playing it because everybody has a cell phone. You know, you might not be able to sell everyone on a console, especially now because, you know, Switches are about as hard to find as toilet paper, you know, nowadays. But it is an interesting, you know, sort of approach because, you know, they know their audience. Pokemon Go is one of the hottest things, you know, in the planet to this day, you know, all these years later. And it's going to be fun, you know, if it crashes and burns, then, you know, so be it. But like, you know, you're either Animal Crossing Pocket Camp or you live long enough to be Fire Emblem Heroes, you know, sort of deal. You know what I mean?
Fire Emblem's hot right now, dude. That's the thing is like, yeah, Fire Emblem Heroes, I forget what it was raking in. What was it, like 900 million or something insane the last time we looked at that?
You show that on the...
the very first year was like 677 million or something like that, and then it's only gone up.
Yeah, it's so I mean Nintendo, you know, they're gonna chase that bag too, and they got the IP to do it, man. So I won't be surprised actually seeing more Pokemon DLC, especially in light of all this stuff I'm noticing. In fact, I think this almost guarantees it in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, so speaking of netcode though, how
Oh, wait,
about
wait.
I'm ready.
I was waiting.
Oh,
I was waiting for
you know what? You're right. You are a deep Pokemon fan. I need to hear what you think about Pokemon Unite.
I was sitting ready because I wanted.
Right.
You
were gonna start, and then we didn't, and then that's because you're gonna have a lot. So I'm ready.
All right, so I won't take too long, but I got some words. I got things to say. First off. One of these days, you as Nintendo, I need the camera.
Okay, I'm getting it ready.
We're getting there.
All right, hold up. I
Pokemon.
I want to get you some gameplay going.
All right.
Now you're ready.
Okay. Pokemon, listen to me for a second. Ready? All right, look. There's I beg of you. There is a thing that you like to do. You like to remake things, okay? It's an awesome concept you have. They always get us old Pokemon. It's great. Everybody loves it. This generation is fantastic. This game and this game were so good. They were great concepts. And you keep teasing us every year. The time we were close to E3 where I thought, separate announcement by itself. Full week later. It's got to be something huge. Maybe another season of DLC in Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's what I expected. This was my fever dream stuff right here. I didn't think we were actually going to get it, but if we got it, I would have launched through the wall. I'm still very happy about Pokemon Snap, but this could have been done the same week. I know we mentioned earlier Tencent is big on wanting to have their own individualized stuff, and we talked about possibility of not being able to be viewed everywhere, but a whole week later for Arena of Valor with Pokemon skins. I am very excited about the idea of this game. As all points you guys said before are very cool. I love the evolution concept. You best believe I'm playing Snorlax and Charizard right away. Like, not even close. I'm definitely going to play this game. It's my first introduction to a MOBA, and it's exactly what you need to do to hit the nail on the head. I know I sound like I'm not mad because you work. The whole freaking target audience thing for Pokemon works on all of us. I want to be angry at this, and I'm still going to play the damn game. But why did we have to wait a whole week for this? I'm excited, but I feel like the execution and the marketing team kind of missed the nail on the head, because the thing is, when you get people to get a bad taste in their mouth at any point, even if a bunch of other people like it, out of spite, you're already going to have some word of mouth going to the people who aren't interested in the general genre of gaming to begin with. So when you take a while to announce the new, COVID-19 is a little bit different when it comes to Smash and Pokemon and stuff, but when you take a while to announce things and you leave it with one that's underwhelming, you still lose some of that audience. Granted, they made a really smart move in making this a mobile thing too, that cross platforms. I agree, Koopa. This is huge because everybody's got a mobile phone. Mobile money racks in the bucks. That's where you make your big money right now, and that's why everybody's trying to do it. That's why you got Activision, you got Nintendo, and everybody moving that way. But still, I just feel like this was something that was like, hey, we want it full target on this because we know that this is going to be one of those free-to-play games that rack in big bucks. But it still could have been during the same week where I didn't wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go ahead and watch something that was about 30 minutes long that didn't give me any actual news. I don't know the actual release date or anything else about this damn game, but it's okay because I'm still going to play it whenever it comes out. I think I've vented enough on this. I'm going to be a Charizard player. I can't wait to have people rage at me for not remembering to go and check the other lane because I've never played a mobile in my life and I'm going to get ganked by everyone. But still,
I'm confused.
Interesting concept.
You're gonna play the game though? You sound so upset about it.
I know, it's weird. See, this is the problem.
Understand.
This is the problem, man. Because it's Pokemon, and you said it perfectly. I love Pokemon, and I love it it's so much that even though I'm upset necessarily about it not being something like super unique to itself, I'm still gonna play it because it's Pokemon. And that's what's so good about the marketing of it. It's so universally known.
Corporations fuck you over like that. That's why I canceled. I canceled my Final Fantasy VII pre-order because they were like fucking people around and not doing that shit. And they were also, and Kingdom Hearts. Well, it's part of a game.
You gotta vote with your dollar.
Yeah,
Look.
exactly. And if they get all these thumbs downs on the YouTube and everyone just downloads it anyway, they don't give a fuck about the YouTube thumbs down. They're gonna look at how many people download it and how much money they make.
Yeah,
then they'll care.
Because here's the thing. In like a week from now, I'm gonna forget that I was upset that I had to wait a week, and I'll be fine. I just needed to air that out because I was so upset that I was ready for something much bigger. And it was just
pretty enormous. It's just not what people wanted.
It's big, but
it's
like
literally a new format. We've never had this before.
Right, but I still felt like this is one of those things that they always introduce these with other things as a spacer. It's like, hey, this is big, but also we're gonna give you the meat and potatoes of what you normally are used to that you really like a lot. That's why I got thrown off that they did this separate, because I feel like this could have, if this was done like right before the Snap announcement, I would have been blowing up because I would love this. And I don't hate the game. I got to be clear about that. But like, I just don't like the execution of the marketing tactic that was used. I feel like it could have just been last week. That's my thing. That's why I'm mostly upset.
I feel like they didn't do that as just like a straight up marketing thing. It might have been because they're working with another company on this too. So it's like they can't just make decisions about Pokemon Go and do it without Niantic. Is that who it is?
True, but but Nintendo still
more work here.
Yeah, I think. Well, the way I look at it is, maybe it's just because it's Pokemon, it's its own entity kind of thing right now. Like Crispy was pointing out, the Nintendo Directs, they show like there's the indie Directs, yeah, but like they still show third party titles in their first party format Direct. So like, I could have seen them do that. Like even the Cafe mobile game, that's still a mobile game that's not being developed by Pokemon. Like that's Pokemon Smile. That's like a third party thing. Obviously that's not a big game or anything, but it's still something that falls under the category of not true first party. And that's why I'm thrown off that they didn't do that within the other one. Because I felt like the amount of
this is way bigger than all of those things, though.
So, yeah, but I still feel like it could have been put into that same one. Like, that could have been, like, a big cash out. Or, like, you drop a MOBA on everybody, and then, bam, you go and drop, like, Pokemon Snap 2 on everybody, and everybody loses their mind.
So I think it just shows that they don't understand what their demographic actually
Exactly.
wants.
That's what I was getting at. Like, that's the exact point of why I'm upset.
I think they're mostly just trying to get into that MOBA space because the MOBA space it takes over lives, man. They know that, especially on mobile.
Oh, yeah.
Please,
Bro,
that is free.
Oh, yeah. Skins make so much money.
But it's such a weird vertical for them to try to go into because first off, MOBAs aren't doing as well as they used to. There's only there's like 2 MOBAs. Like that's it. Every other MOBA that's tried has failed horrifically. Han, Heart of the Storm or whatever the fuck
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
So I think this is different though. This is Pokemon, you know, and this is Nintendo. Like you're talking about a whole bunch of a whole fan base here. Is like you think they're not tackling the fan base, but you got to remember, the Pokemon franchise being accessible to younger kids, especially younger kids. I mean, obviously you're gonna have your like younger teenagers playing like League or Dota, but a lot of those younger kids, they're not playing MOBA games. They know the thing works, but with Pokemon it's different. I actually think this Hungrybox tweet is interesting to me, where he goes, "How old were you when Pokemon killed League of Legends?" To be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna kill it. I think this is one of those expectation things that people do, where it's like, oh yeah, like here's a Nintendo game, gonna be amazing, gonna replace all this stuff. It's the same thing like if you thought Smash was gonna have good netcode, you know.
This is kind of like coming full circle though, because we're talking about how simple it's gonna be. So it's a MOBA format, but at the same time, it's gonna be easy bake. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, this is almost genre redefining, or what they're attempting to do is redefining a genre, which to them probably seemed like the biggest deal in the world. And then what it turned out is that people just wanted fucking Pokemon Snap. You know how frustrated they must be? All they hear is just remake the old games, and they're trying to do new cool shit and don't give a fuck. That fucking sucks.
Honestly, I think that this is I think that they're revitalizing this in such a crazy way, because I think the big thing that we kind of poked at it before, but it's free. Everybody's got a phone. So for every parent, they hear their kids say, "Oh, the game I really want to play that everybody's playing is on the phone and it's free," and the parent's gonna go, "Yeah, go ahead and download it." So now you get there's so many downloads, and outside of skins, like there is a huge potential, kind of similar to the way Fortnite took off. But the difference is, it's just everybody's got that console in their pocket with a property everybody knows. So I think that this is actually, I think honestly, hot take that this blows up like big. Like I don't think it overtakes League, but I think with Pokemon World Championship support and the fact that anybody can play on the go, like
they'll be almost a different genre of game.
I think
oh yeah,
so
for sure.
too.
But I think that this takes off like huge. Like I think that this becomes Tencent's next big money pool. And they like the Pokemon World Championships will be majority based around watching this. Because best believe if Riot sees that this does well, Riot does some of the best World Championships in the world. Period. For their stuff. For the League Championships, it's amazing. They use holographic freaking things. So if you have I completely forgot about that. You have a holographic freaking Charizard or a Pikachu on a stage next to somebody who's singing. Game over.
Yeah. Well, but what was I gonna say? Shit. What was I gonna say? But that's the thing is like we talked about it last time too. Is we were talking about Pokemon Smile and like what the goal is, and the goal is to get kids hooked onto this shit. That's the goal. 100%, which I don't blame them because that's how it happened to me, and I love the franchise and I think that's cool.
Likewise.
But they need good like mobile games and shit for that to happen. And Pokemon Go is great, but I feel like it's a little older, honestly. Like I feel like you at least need adult supervision and stuff to play it.
Well, yeah, because
so
you gotta walk
you have
around.
a game you could open and just flick your finger and play. That's exactly what they're going for.
So, and that's the thing, right? So, especially, I don't know, you think about it. Like, I look at, like, my nephews, right? 5 and like, 2. Both these kids whiz around on, like, iPads, iTouches, anything with a like, that's simple stuff. And think about these kids being able to play something that is otherwise engulfs entire lives of people when they're, 15, 20 years old plus. At a younger age. Like, it's a really, really smart move, and it will be a bit of a different category because it probably will be dumbed down these other games, but that's all it really needs to be.
I mean, I'm about to turn 29 next month, and I'm still sitting here playing Pokemon Sword and Shield.
They'll have infinite
it's
lore.
Got me.
Infinite
they're
lore,
gonna have so much
forever. Pokemon, yeah, sorry. I'm just
no. I agree.
Even if it flops, it's gonna make a ton of money.
Yeah. That MOBAs, any good mobile game with the property attached to it is a money printing machine. Like we said before with Fire Emblem, obviously that's a little bit more targeted at the weebs and waifu lovers of the world. But like the thing is, this one it's gonna get the parents' dollars because the parents' dollars are the ones who have the most bucks. So if you're getting that kid to ask for that $1 skin for that Pikachu, that $1 skin across 2 million phones, cha-ching, like it just prints it as they go. Which is exactly why they need to add DLC skins to Smash, but it's like
I don't think they even care, dude. This is the thing. Like I said, Pokemon's own entity. They're all in on that. Fire Emblem own entity.
I know.
Which is sad for me too, especially in the Fire Emblem case, because that's Intelligent Systems, the developer. That means for me, no more Advance Wars. They're all in with Fire Emblem, and it makes sense.
Sorry,
why.
RIP, bro. Sorry to hear
I know,
it.
dude. It's
Damn,
okay.
at least you got the assist trophy.
No, I don't. They took it out.
Wait, what? They took it out?
It's not in. It's not.
I did not even know that.
It's not in Ultimate. I don't even have the stuff.
Did that give you like false hope that it's coming back somehow? Like
for a little bit, it did. I've come to terms.
Yeah.
when Byleth got announced, I was like, "That's it, dude."
True fan.
Yeah.
They just deleted it.
That sucks.
So the one thing that I've gathered from this is that Pokemon fans and Smash fans like all equally are masochists when it comes to setting their expectations incredibly high when it comes to directs, only to get Byleth and Pokemon Smile and stuff.
Hey, they brought it back with Min. All right.
It did.
All right.
I'm not. Look,
okay.
I can't act like I'm just saying that honestly, of all the ARMS characters, outside of Twin Tail, because I wanted the cakes, Min is definitely a pleasant surprise, I will say, and it was the right one to pick, I think, amongst all of them. Like. It's very shocking to me that I the more I look at the character and how she plays, the more I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I buy it.
I was just gonna transition. So it's gonna be fun. The one parting shot on this game is that I'm gonna temper my expectations depending on how soon I can play it because they didn't announce a release date, which kind of sucks. But so on and so forth. It's gonna be fun. So like we said, Pokemon's been a game that's been around for years. We've all been playing this since we were kids, kind of like Super Smash Brothers Melee for the Nintendo GameCube, and probably because this stuff we saw coming. These announcements were out days in advance that we knew that we were going to get a Smash Direct. We knew that there was going to be, Pokemon news to talk about this week. I wasn't expecting to talk about Melee this week, and that the big development coming out of the Melee community is that, they've added rollback netplay to rollback, what's the word I'm looking for?
Netcode.
Rollback netcode.
Rollback netcode to their Netplay servers and stuff like that. Because rollback netcode is like the ketosis diet of vocabulary. Like in 2020, like people.
Is underwater again, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know. I do think it's the mic. Try and jiggle the connection in your computer if it's in your.
Is
might
that
be
better?
Yeah, I think that literally just might be the easy solution when that happens.
I'm ordering a USB mic right now.
Yeah.
What do you have right now?
I have it's a
3.5, just a little.
I see.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think anytime you probably just gotta secure it.
Mm.
I think it's
Yeah.
I've had that issue.
Yeah,
Anyways.
but so Melee adding a rollback netcode, which is like kind of the hot word of FGC talk the last I'd say all of late 2019, early 2020.
Shouts to
You know.
Jam and his whole push
Great
for
video.
that.
It's an awesome video. So yeah, let's talk about because we're all not like I appreciate Melee as a spectator sport. I don't play it because I value my hand health.
Fucking hard. Fuck that.
Yeah, there's
Fucking
a
hard. It's so cool though.
Koopa's underwater again.
I'm trying here. I'm drowning. I can't swim. But yeah, rollback netcode. Your thoughts? Let's start with that.
Yeah, it's dude. Obviously, holy fucking shit. What a surprise. First off, I can't believe they kept it under wraps. That is such a hard secret to keep.
Yeah.
Especially because Leffen was involved. So if Leffen's involved, you got other people involved. He's also the biggest personality, and he's a huge advocate for this shit. And it just goes so far to say how important the top players and people are in the community to be able to work on shit like this, keep it secret, keep it going. My biggest fear is that it's going to get shut down. That is my biggest fucking fear about it. Because
Yes.
it is so
Yes.
incredible that this is happening. And
You
the thing-
keep going. Sorry.
And the thing about it is lost my train of thought. So yeah, I'm worried it's gonna get shut down because it already is pulling a lot of Ultimate players into playing it. I'm seeing tweet about it. I'm seeing Cola actually have a pretty fucking nice Falco from the clips he's posted. Mr. R is deciding to switch and play. It just goes to show you we were living in this era before where you could have a game and it has shitty online and it just doesn't fucking matter. That's it. It's just cool. It doesn't matter. That's all we have now. So if the game has better, even if it's a harder game, more difficult game, higher skill cap, whatever you want to say, people are more likely to play it if it has good online than if it doesn't right now. And this could be a pretty long-term thing, and people are going to get more and more used to playing at home even after we go back to quote-unquote normal, whatever that means anymore.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. It is interesting seeing the player base that is flocking to this for some sort of respite from Ultimate Wi-Fi. Like you said, players like Mr. R, Riddles, Pandarian have been big.
Yeah. The young guns, dude.
Yeah, the young kids are playing, and Melee is right now. The young kids are doing pretty good right now. But my problem with the reason I don't play Melee is because number one, my hands, and number two, the skill floor in Melee is way too high. I've played I saw somebody say this online that your round one in Melee will know how to quad shine your shield, but they won't know how to play neutral. And stuff like that. So there's the skill gap for me is personally what terrifies me, and also I just don't have the energy to put into a 19-year-old game right now. But it does speak volumes that people are willing to do, are not going to sacrifice their mental health for something that has been proven to be not fun to play. Now there have been people that have tried to make corrections to that. K Sizzle has been working really hard to try to find viable alternative options to Smash Netplay, and they're getting real close, man. Me and Haz have been on the other end of the Naifu War stuff to kind of see their setup, to see what they do to make the online experience better, and it's really, really promising stuff. So if people are smashers and gamers in general are very what's the word I'm looking for? They're very crafty. So they're gonna find ways to kind of if there's a blockage, whether it be Ultimate Wi-Fi in general, you're gonna find a way around it. Again, my big fear with what Has said with Melee and Rollback is that it's gonna get see cease and desist, which is
possible.
It's very possible.
Very possible.
Yeah, I think my thing with it, since I started looking into it a bunch because I saw like you guys were mentioning a bunch of players, Ling Ling and company. I saw was playing on it. It is extremely unfortunate, but I don't think that it maybe. I think it does get shut down. Like I think the problem is. And I know that nobody wants to hear this part, but the problem is that it doesn't make them money. And that's not what Nintendo wants. So when Nintendo sees that their numbers decrease overall, their online service payment goes down, which is monthly revenue, yearly revenue for them. Their main priority game, which has DLC coming out, isn't getting people paying for it because they're playing a game that's old. That's how you get a company to come at you. Unfortunately, a certain Project Melee was another one of them that received a cease and desist many years ago, which is honestly what got a lot of people interested in the scene in the first place. But like when you have something as successful as this, which I saw a great tweet somebody had pointed out that this game has joined the basement dwellers who are fed up category of making netcode and or games better than their actual games, because there's like 3 other ones that made netcode for their titles that are actually better. And not to mention also the thing what we said before with the Sonic community, the Sega company or Team Sega, whatever it is, actually brought in hackers to help them make, I think it was Sonic Forces or something like that. So there are companies Sonic Mania, there you go. So like there are companies that will support that. They'll put on mods. Game. Yeah, like
what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, and that's the good one. The Sonic team doesn't know what they're doing, so they brought on the right people and it got it done. And this is a good example of if you bring in the right people, you could get some of this stuff done. But the thing is, Nintendo is not that company that does that. They're very in control of their IPs. They're very in control of their stuff. And like as good as this is, I'd love to see this continue because that just means another one of our scenes continues to thrive. And very similar to that of like Killer Instinct and Skullgirls getting revitalized from their good netcode that they had because the other fighting game netcode sucked. I just don't see how Nintendo lets this stay. I think it's scary because we could see the whole Dolphin server is an emulator, like that nobody's paying for that. It's so like that's another thing that they're using their IP for free, which is a big copyright no. So hopefully nothing happens anytime soon, but honestly I don't see how it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it probably, I don't know, guys. It's probably getting shut down. I'm going to be real with you. The thing is, because this is something that's potentially in their plans in the future. Like, you could very much say it's not, because Nintendo hasn't done anything with their online. Obviously, Ultimate online trash. You know, they haven't put any GameCube games on Virtual Console, so you don't think about that. But that's not to say that they aren't thinking, or that isn't down the pipeline. Like, we're seeing so many HD remakes recently. Like, think about all the Mario games that got announced like maybe like a month ago, like that are getting HD remixes, including Sunshine and 64. And then, like, you know, now we're seeing Pokemon Snap. So it's possible that, you know, maybe they're considering doing more titles. I really don't think so, but they could make the argument.
They add GameCube titles, they still have shitty internet. It doesn't matter.
Well, well, it doesn't fix that, but do you think they give a shit about shitty internet? They don't. They just don't want you profiting off of their stuff, you know? So
no one's profiting. It's free.
No, I mean, I don't disagree. I guess I'm devil's advocate at the moment, but it's just
I agree with that. Unfortunately, I just sit on that's really sad realist train because I don't want to. I really want to see the community continue to thrive, but it's like at the end of the day, those numbers they decrease and bad things happen. You can't just come at Nintendo money like that with their online service and their current IP.
How many people do you think are going to stop paying for the Switch Online? Because even when I'm taking a break from Smash, but I still pay for my Switch Online because I play some other games. You know, I like to trade and do raids and stuff with Pokemon and like play some other games.
It's not the players, it's the people who follow the players. Because a lot of the I think Nintendo's finally catching on to the fact that they need Twitter followers to like actually have positive reviews of their stuff, because the player base of Smash controls everybody's opinion of everything. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of sheeple running around when it comes to a lot of these topics, because you'll see somebody say a character is bad when they're not, but because one person who's really good say they're bad, everybody writes them off immediately. Like it sucks, but like that's what happens. So let's say for like a Riddles who will say, oh, hey, this Melee Online is so much better than how bad Ultimates is. Out of like what is like 10K followers or something, if 1,000 of them are like, I'm done with this shit.
I think it would be that many.
I'm just throwing out numbers, but like you get like overall 10% out of like a pool of all. Like I'm just saying, like if this hits a margin at all, even if it hits like a 3 to 5% margin at all on Nintendo's numbers, because and they're gonna find the trend. They know this exists. They're gonna say shut it down right away.
So okay, so that's another good topic of this. Do you think that does this affect the Ultimate community anyway? Because Ultimate community is already a little rickety right now. It's a little rickety for a lot of reasons. The online being a massive one, obviously the lack there of
it's
locals
the one.
and stuff.
I think we're already proving if you had good online, it would be fine. Everything would be peachy. Everything would be great.
Yes.
So yeah, so with that not there, yeah, I mean it is reasonable to think like you have seen all of the Ultimate players like, oh, maybe I'll try Melee, and I understand that not a lot of these people are gonna stick with it. Like I'm not dumb. I've played Melee.
It's still a new hotness thing. So
I get that, and I also think Ultimate players are just not going anywhere. But that's my opinion. But in either case, I don't know, dude. Like the scene was already struggling. Now they're gonna see. There's definitely gonna be more Melee online events. You know that's facts.
Yep.
Like now that this is happening, I've seen so many TOs already chilling about it. Like, hey, by the way, I run really good Ultimate events. Hit me up with that Melee stuff. Like I get it, and I don't blame anyone because yeah, why wouldn't you? Everyone's just trying to work right now. And if you run a good tournament, you run a good tournament. But the reality is yeah, that's going to boom, ultimately bring in more players. And Ultimate scene, people are just going to trash talk it more because they're going to say that and they're right, rightfully so. They're going to be like, oh, some fans able to make better netcode than a billion-dollar Nintendo company. Like, well, yeah, but that's a matter of just wanting to do it. So that's a whole different discussion.
Also, like, two quick things. Number one, there's still the off 1% chance that Nintendo fixes the UI and the Wi-Fi in 8.0. Probably not going to happen, but there's always the off chance.
There's a chance.
Number two, like I think it's cool that people are like finding another like another muse in playing Melee, but the Melee top tiers are incredibly toxic. Like that meta is so top heavy. Like it's like people are gonna get frustrated really fucking fast once they realize like, yo, wait, like people complain about like Smash 4 Fox and Ultimate Fox, like, oh, y'all haven't seen shit. Falco's Dare, Marth in general, Sheik is the mid tier like repellent. It's like, oh my god. Like I guess for the people that like, complain about getting cheesed out by mid tiers are gonna like Melee, but then they're gonna realize, oh my god, the top tiers are like extra toxic. Yes. Thank you, Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's literally that we're all hoping it's not gonna happen probably, but like there is a chance. And it does make me wonder though, like if this is I don't think this is really. I do think this reaches Nintendo, no question about it, because it's literally just going to. It already has, right? It already has. Like I
Chris,
have to assume that.
This is my thing, Kyle, because we were talking about this a little bit, or you hinted at this earlier. And K-Sizzle is no stranger to tweeting about how they're making a better Ultimate online using different computer programs and shit, which maybe that's technically a little bit different or whatever, but Nairo has done a lot with Nintendo, so I'm kind of like, is this cool? Like, is this not cool? Is he risking some, potential? Not that I don't know how he'd feel about that, or I'm sure they've analyzed the potential risks there, but like, what's going on here? Like, you guys are just making a better Ultimate Online, and Nintendo hasn't said anything to you guys. It's got to be. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Right. Yeah. No. It definitely. There's. Like I said, the Smash community is very resourceful, and they've proven time and time again that if they don't like something, they're going to rebuild it from the ground up until they do. Whether or not that always works out, and we even say the cease and desist stuff like, haha, jokingly, but like P+ and stuff, they've still continued to have a community lying around. It's just that they can't stream the game legally and stuff like that. So I guess once it starts affecting that, we'll see. But again, maybe. I don't know. I still have the off chance that Nintendo will probably like listen to the people and be like, you want better servers. If I'm paying however much a year,
I hope so.
For shitty internet, I really hope that I'm getting my money's worth for it at the end of the day. So, what game doesn't lag when I play it online? Clubhouse 51 Worldwide Classic Games. Thank you.
Interesting.
Too much of a boomer. Don't know what the. Oh, is that like the that's like the shuffleboard?
It's
shit or
literally
whatever?
just
like
board
checkers.
yeah. It's like here's a bunch of fun fucking party games. Pay me $40
Somebody-
for it.
Somebody play me right now.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
so
too short to play shitty games, bro. I think everyone's learning that. Now that we've had unlimited time to play fucking games, people need to. It used to be, I'll play Wi-Fi for 3 days, I'll go to a weekly, and I'll feel fine about Smash. That shit doesn't exist anymore. There's no relief in sight. It's just over.
So that was almost a topic I wanted to do as today's main topic, but there was just too much else to talk about. I'm so curious how everyone feels about just the Ultimate scene moving forward now that it seems like we are a little bit further out, even with things opening up from events, because there's just so much going on in the world, and that's just the way it is. So I do think that's a whole topic in itself, and I think this is just one of the many things that harps into that. So we don't got to get into it now, but I do think that the topic itself,
Having a
interesting.
good time, go for it, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm chilling. It's not even 10 o'clock.
That's true. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Oh my God, we're early tonight. What's
But
good?
we started early.
That's good.
Dude, you're
And I was
getting so
even
good
late. I
at
was
starting the
even late.
podcast. Yeah, you did great. No, truly, like
Yeah. Thank you. Awesome.
Brava.
Oh, thanks, guys. But yeah, so I don't know. I think about the Ultimate community dying a lot as someone who's hosted a lot of tournaments, and also as someone who's lost a bit of motivation to really even stream the game. I'm not going to lie to anyone here by saying that, and I don't think it's going to surprise anyone either. It shouldn't. So I don't know, like, because the way the community, it doesn't. Okay. So the community is already self-loathing even before all of this happened, right? So now you're attaching that onto a great point of sort of depression and weird mental stuff and all these things happening in the world compounded onto that. Now void of all kind of monetary gain from it, because the one tournament series that did have money going towards it, which was Quarantine Series, already sort of decided they don't even want to do it for all of the reasons. Meanwhile, that when they decided to do that, sort of killed any degree of anyone giving a shit about locals, because I'm just like, oh, well, there's money here and there's a tournament. Why the fuck am I going to bother entering free for nothing? Like sure. I still get tweets on Masterhand like, oh, there's no prize. It's like, no, there's no prize because I'm not rich and I don't get paid to do this, and neither should you guys, at least until the rest of the system works.
What do you mean you don't get like boatloads of money, streamer man?
Yeah, I don't know how to break this to you guys.
Yeah, look, I've seen Ninja before. I know how this works.
Yeah, so
Haz has two pets, so he's very clearly in the 1% and has a boat. So
very at least
he is the one of us with the actual decal on his shirt today.
Semi-responsible. That's true.
Yeah.
So I have one interesting take on this whole thing, because I agree with you. I think that we're in a very, very negative sinking ship with all this right now. But here's the very weird thing. Clout carries a lot of people. With this game, a lot of people's whole identities exist off of playing Smash and playing this stuff. So when it comes to Twitter, that we live in a world of instant gratification. People get their excitement off of seeing those likes run across the board, and if you take away the entire thing that brought them to that point, it's going to hit a lot of people. But I think the fan base is strong enough because of everybody's love for the individual characters of Smash itself. We're going to lose a lot of people along the way. I don't think that we walk away from this unscathed at all, but I think just the clout factor, the fact that people literally have made monetized like forms of lifestyles from this, from just being the professional of that one character and having a big fan base, I don't think the scene dies entirely. I don't think we walk away from this well, but I don't see how we walk out from COVID without having at least some brackets and tournaments still going. That's the weird take that I take. The realist says we're in a bad spot.
All those locals are going to come back as soon as they can, and you know that because there's a ton of people just literally waiting on that. But no one gives a shit right now, and that's the problem. If people really, really gave a shit, they would unionize and do things. So if you want to know my opinion about this, as someone who puts a lot of time and energy and even money, literally, for some events into this stuff, I think that the entire scene should just fucking die. I think it should die, and I think it should just come back as something better and more cohesive. Because it's not good right now. It was already bad to start. It was getting worse towards the end. Think about Smasher, the average Smasher schedule. Think about the average Smash local having another one down the street competing for the same player base. Think about all that shit. It was not healthy. It was awful.
No, that's fair.
And now you have more people. So it's just like, why not just restructure the whole shit and work together? Like, there's so much opportunity that no one really cares. But the thing is, I understand why it doesn't work now, because it's hard to be motivated about anything nowadays. It just is.
I think it's a two-parter to it too, because you made a very, very good point about the whole Smash local down the street thing. It's because we're not controlled by a corp. We're all grassroots. So like we can go back we can have only like 5 TOs survive this whole thing, and there will still be a player who shows up and says, I want to be a TO now, and then the whole train restarts. Like, it's just because everybody sees the potential to be the next big one, like the next Jabali or something like that, because they just all want to be that guy when they're taking that route. And it sucks, because I agree. There was no unity, there was no unity, like, there was no teamwork, there was nothing. And I agree. I agree with that heavy.
You guys know about it better than anyone. How many fucking events did you cast underpaid and in the red just because you had to travel there? The economy and the scene's not there. It's craziness. As someone who's been on the top end, like, I streamed the entirety of Frostbite. I walked away with like $1,000. That was a 72-hour weekend.
Yeah, like there's
definitely
not enough
work. Like,
I think that all boils down
all the
again.
equipment on top of everything else, the breakdown, everything.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense, man. And that's why I'm almost anxious for things to go back. That's why I don't want them to go back, because I don't. Yeah. That is a busted up system that I want no piece of.
I think plate clean, man. I like it.
I think that big part just always harps to that thing that where they try to say like, oh, don't just ask for it, but we really do need like a Nintendo support. Like, if we want like
just
this
a
to
central
survive,
forum, anything.
Yeah, we need something that is just that big monetary goal support that keeps the scene alive, because without it, it's just everybody's money. And like you said, we are only just maybe getting to the point where it was kind of starting to go over the first step. People didn't realize how bad it is behind the scenes, and now that whole thing is shot to shit. And we got to look at a way to rebuild. And without that big money corp that comes in and saves the day, I don't even think
that's the answer. I got to be honest with you. I don't even.
I think that's only a glue. I think that's a Band-Aid at best. But
that's it. There's just the problem is you know, it's the same thing. Too many chefs, and I don't blame anyone for wanting to be in it. It's enticing, and it's nice to get that little bit of like clout. But I don't know, the amount of times I just like, because the reason I don't think big corps are the thing is, you know, insert Thunder Gaming memes, and also I just think about even locally. I think about like you know, there's a venue in the city, and when everything went to shit, like they still do it. They're doing $1,000 pot bonuses for Wi-Fi tournaments based off of local PRs, just because they can. So you just buy out the scene like that. Meanwhile, those are players that won't come to a regular local because not only have you thrown money in their face, you've made them feel enticed to it. It's just like there's no real back end to it, and it's just to me that is the most discouraging part.
So just a couple things on this. Is that the big thing for me that sucks about this whole situation is that, you know, the world ended just as the Smash World Tour was about to kick off.
Yeah, I think there's reasons for that. I don't think that's a coincidence, man. I don't think anyone was ready for that. Were you ready to go to a bunch of events and not really get paid? Were you ready for that?
I mean, but okay, I wasn't expecting a global pandemic to strike down.
Well, no one was expecting that.
That made it sound like you were like, I think because we planned the Smash thing.
Oh no, not related. I just
the wording wasn't the best.
I'm a big believer of synchronistic actions and things happening.
This is Chris putting his tinfoil hat all the way.
No, it's definitely not. As someone who was supposed to stream several of those events with the VG, that's not the case.
Yep. It's unfortunate because like you didn't know what that could have been by now. Like, we would have been talking about what would have been this weekend. It would have been CEO of the weekend this weekend.
Dude, we'd be talking about whatever that Royal Flush event was supposed to be. That was supposed to be
I was just thinking about that event.
What was that? Double Down, yeah.
Double Down, yep.
I was supposed to be in Vegas this month. Like,
I was looking forward to Vegas.
Me and Haz were supposed to be going to Orlando this week in our matching bathing suits and drinking martinis on the beach.
I was there with you. I was confirmed for CEO as well. Like, it's crazy that literally like how different the conversations could have been, because the same blueprint was going to keep working, and that with that World Tour added to it, and there was potential. There was at least potential.
There's
future.
a ton of potential.
And then now it's like, hey, so we're gonna take all of that potential now, and then the world decided, like Koopa said, to end, and recovering is gonna be something,
but
hard.
Yeah, the other point I wanted to make is that I actually saw a tweet about this like back in April. It was from a local player at Unclean Casuals on Twitter, Blizz.
Yep.
Good guy. Shout out to Blizz. But he said that, I think he made a tweet along the lines of like, this might kill Ultimate, the whole, off-season thing. And, if people replied with one of two things, is that number one, you're gonna lose. It's kind of like a small business. You're gonna lose a customer base that just might not come back. Or like, I don't know, if you're one of those radical NASCAR fans that like the Confederate flag, you're not gonna watch NASCAR anymore. Yeah, weirdos. But it's either gonna the scene's either gonna get to a point where it's like it's not gonna recover and it's gonna be pretty niche stuff and it's gonna take a while to build back that equity, or it's gonna come back in a boom and it's gonna be even more fruitful than it was before. But like I said, there's a lot of back end stuff that's complicated. And listen, if you're one of those people that's kind of burnt out right now from the game, like we've all mentioned, we're all kind of taking breaks and taking our time with the game. Listen, there's tons of awesome games for you guys to play on the Nintendo Switch. I'm going through my backlog currently. I think I'm finally ready to start Bug Fables this weekend, so I'm excited to play that. The Last of Us 2 just came out this weekend. I talked to my assistant manager about it today. That was weird. But listen, if you're feeling burnt out, maybe take the week off. Because whenever there's a new patch is almost like a completely new game. It's we've seen how the meta completely shifts sometimes around these patch notes and stuff like that. So
there's a lot of pressure on this patch, bro. Not just
there really is
a lot of pressure on this patch.
This is really gonna set the foundation for what
the
next few months is gonna look like.
Wow, that's a very very good point. Like if this patch bombs, the game dies. Honestly, like they need to hit so hard on the right characters. Like, holy shit, I didn't even think about that. 8.0 is really very important right now.
Yeah,
it's the biggest patch they've ever had, very easily. It's not even close.
It's coming out of the timing.
I just hope they're paying attention, because I always go back to when Diddy Kong was busted. Like my at the time 3-year-old nephew could pick up Diddy Kong and beat me, and they nerfed Diddy Kong. And Nintendo has proven that they can make good patch adjustments. I have faith. And until they prove me wrong by nerfing Sonic and buffing the Shotos again, then that's when I'm going to lose all faith in humanity. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But like you guys said, this next patch is going to be it's going to make it or break it for how this game looks over for however long until we get another DLC character. Because I should have mentioned it in the when we talked about Min Min, but Sakurai said that they're continuing to work on DLC characters while they're remote. I saw an article I think earlier in the week that said he's been buying computers and stuff for his staff or something like that, which I think is really cool. But but at the same, like you said, the flow of information is going to be so scarce from. If we follow the Nintendo pattern, we probably might not see another Nintendo Direct till August or something like that. So I don't know. Whatever this is going to have to take us through a majority of the summer.
I mean, I think it's also going to depend. Like, if you're someone who really doesn't like Min Min and your character is invalidated by Min Min, it's enough for you to be like, fuck this game, I don't want to play anymore. Like if you're playing Crom or Shoto, for example, and that's just your mans, and you're getting pushed off the stage from like halfway onto the stage, you're just like, I'm good. I already was kind of mad at the Netplay. I don't really want to play anymore. So that is very possible. But we'll see. I got to tell you, I still don't think that anyone's really going to truly stop playing.
No one ever retires from Smash.
No,
or
just can't.
Just take one. Yeah, just take a break. If you're not, don't continue to force the square peg into a round hole. Just take some time off, play something different. There's tons of games out right now that you can play.
I think that's a part of the problem. Is there are so many other fucking things you can do than play crappy online. That's so many better options. Who gives a shit? Why would I? Yeah. Melee is one of them. It's even another Smash game. Fuck.
So if you're Nintendo, are you mad about that? You want people to play a new patch? Or I can't believe people are playing this old game that is old and we don't give a shit about it?
Again,
to play our new patch and test it?
Only going to care about the dollars. If they see impact in dollars,
that's fair.
Then they'll care.
That is very true.
If people, but then I think they might be pissed anyway because the variables go up because it's like, ooh, do people really not like this character, or is it because Melee came back, or is it because of X, Y, and Z? It just fucks with their data. Is kind of one of the ways I would look at it.
Yeah, I agreed. You when you're trying to make a statistical analysis of what's going on, and all of a sudden you have this random monkey wrench thrown right in the middle of the boardroom. That's your 19-year-old project. It's like, okay, do we just brush this off and put it to the side, or is this actually a problem that's come up this many years later? And I think that's the thing that I fear the most for the melee community, because, like I said, I'd love to see them thrive. I never understood the hate between the communities. I actually hate it when I see the hate between them. Rivalries are fun, but the hate is stupid. At the end of the day, and the idea that this might get shut down, it's a heavy hit to them, and it's also a heavy hit to the morale of Ultimate too, because it's like, well, if they're willing to shut that down and then they do no changes to Ultimate, are they just conceding the fact that they care more just about the money, which obviously every company would, and they're not going to make any changes to online? I really hope that shit like this actually kind of pokes the bear and makes them go, hey, maybe we shouldn't rampage, and maybe we should fix the thing that caused other people to want to go to this in the first place.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. I think
I don't exactly
I don't,
like it,
I don't
it's
know how they get out of this, because what they need, I was thinking there's a couple things that could save Ultimate. One is a really fucking awesome DLC character for sure. That'll
Yes.
bring a lot of people back. That's definitely on the table. Two is I would give up 1 or 2 DLC slots for better online. Not even perfect, just better. Like just good, better online matchmaking, all that shit. That'd be great. Next, so either better online, great DLC character, or I mean a combination of both would be the best, but that's hard. But the thing is, like, to fix online, that's not like an easy fucking thing to do. It's not easy to do. Like, and with them, like, people can fix it through like the Netplay or whatever in Melee or whatever K-Sizzle's up to. But Nintendo's bound by contracts and controlling it on a worldwide level. Like, it's not just fixing it. Well, I guess so is Netplay, but it's more complicated for a huge organization to do this small change for one little niche community and justify it. Whereas if the community does it, it makes perfect sense. Oh, what do you do? I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of feel for them, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's wild, because like it's not like you just patch it and fix it. This is a Nintendo server issue, and they, like, you need to bring in a whole new squad, and you can't necessarily do that when you have COVID going on, and there's still lockdowns. So that's another thing that's going to hold them back longer, is that they can't, even if their game plan is to fix it, you can't get that group of people, those engineers, trying to reverse engineer the problem and get everything solved, because they're not all in the same boardroom talking to each other at the same time. Like the troubleshooting becomes that much more difficult in a time where we're stuck at home. So it's a hands be tied behind their back situation, where it's like the easy fix is delete the remnant of what could cause people to hate their online more, or they leave it alone. People like that one more. They hope that it just kind of tapers off and becomes like the lost hotness, and they get to fix it down the road, or they just don't give a shit and keep it the same way. Like, it's hard to tell, like you said, because we don't have a historical trend to follow with their internet. This is the only time we've seen a console of theirs where they can actively update the internet to a way that would matter. Freaking the Wii was a mess. The Wii U was also a mess, but it wasn't enough third parties to validate a reason to want to do anything beyond the first parties, so they just kept the internet the same. This one actually has everything on it, and if they want to expand their horizons, they need to update their internet. It's really like the end all be all, because you can't have a successful game nowadays when everybody's stuck at home in that matter. It's so easy to say, but it's like we don't see all the stuff in the background. It drives me insane, because I'd love to know why they won't do it.
I gotta tell you, maybe I won't be surprised if they do something, because I had this sort of theory that they were kind of, Nintendo in general was testing their servers a couple months ago with the new Mario Kart. Well, they have another one. I don't know if you saw. There's another North American Mario Kart tournament. So whatever they got from it, I could tell you that weekend, because I've been streaming Mario Kart. I remember that weekend, the server for the Nintendo circuit actually being a little bit weird and like wonky, probably because the server was like on overload from the massive amount of new players playing on that weekend. So between that and seeing the Pokemon mobile game being played, like we were watching that multi-stream earlier in this podcast, like seeing them play online. So I'm sure the online stuff is on their mind. As far as implementing it in existing games like Smash, it's hard to know, right? Like, but the thing is like they're I don't know, their internet stuff. It seems very possible that they might actually be doing something, because they have to. This is where we live now. We live online.
It's like trying to talk to your parents out of like getting rid of the DSL and like upgrading to like a better, like an actual internet
Trying
sort
to
of
get
thing.
FiOS
like,
in your house.
Yeah. Yeah, but like we'll see how everything looks come down Monday. By the way, Chris, I would like you to, as we close out the podcast, I would like you to show what I just posted in the Discord chat.
Oh,
So
I didn't.
we will not be running into any more technical difficulties on my end. I will no longer be underwater because I have purchased floaties.
Let's go.
Voila.
Oh, look at that! Arriving on Saturday. This is good. I'm actually pretty happy to see this.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
taking the initiative.
And the mic will be there by Tuesday too. We'll actually be ready to go. Look at it.
That is
Let's
nice.
go.
Yeah, I'll be
Mogul moves, Copa.
Yeah,
So-
listen, I've been really working with this laptop that I got. I love it a lot. Shout outs to Acer. I'm not sponsored, by the way, but I'd love to be. But yeah. So that's you guys can look forward to. Hopefully, higher quality Koopa coming out through this next coming week. It's about time. But yeah, so it pretty much covers the crux of what we wanted to talk about today. Again, it's very rare where we have these weeks where we have a loaded docket of stuff to talk about. And come our next podcast, we're gonna have a new Smash character, a next chapter in the meta game. We're gonna Melee's still gonna be going strong. There's probably still gonna be in quarantine, but hey, what are you gonna do? I hope everyone's social distancing. By the way, did you get a haircut, AJ?
Yes.
That was last week,
You look
wasn't
good.
it?
Yeah, no, so in Connecticut they've been open back up for appointments for a little while now.
Nice.
So I still go there.
I'm glad you kept it long. It looks good on you.
So I've been fighting because like I've had short with the fade for so long, and everybody kept saying just try something different. So I've actually been I've restarted my weight loss journey again on terms of my fitness. Well, actually not weight loss, like my physical fitness. I actually stayed behind to talk to both Haz and Chris last week about that. And I've started up a meal plan, and this is another change too. So I'm trying different things because, like you said, with quarantine, we gotta find ways to try some new things. Content creation was one. Some different looks and some different ways of going about things is another one. So I'm liking it. We'll see how long I keep it, but I'm liking it.
Yeah, but I agree. Everybody's got to find that new hobby. But listen, says that's good. Pretty much it. Unless anybody else has anything to say. So, anyone got anything to plug? Talk about? Haz, you want to talk about your dog again?
Nope, he's great. He rules. Everything's good, man. Just live my life, taking a bit of a break from Smash because I got better shit to do. Because who gives a fuck right now? Not really feeling it.
It's a mood.
In terms of Smash, I'm exercising.
Stay tuned for mine and Haz's 30 for 30 review podcast coming in never.
30 for 30 rules. I feel like I watched something good recently, but who cares? Yeah.
There's a great new game. Yeah, I was just gonna say there's a great new game show I just watched on Netflix the last couple of days. It's called The Floor is Lava, and you can guess the concept pretty easily. So it's pretty dumb.
Sounds funny.
Yeah,
dude.
I kind of want to make a game show myself with the access to this stuff that I have. Being able to structure these podcasts like this has been a lot of fun. So.
You know what I'm gonna do? Here's what I'm gonna do, Chris. I'm gonna put something in the steamer this week, and I'm gonna come back to you next week. We're gonna have a game show to play.
Let's think about it, man. I'm pretty serious. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff we could do with this.
Easy to start too is like, there's no new Smash shit happening, but there's plenty of Smash history. I think we all think we know Smash history really well, but I think it'd be fun to do that. I mean, obviously,
I could host.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, you can even like
man for the job.
That'd actually be a pretty fun thing to bring like special guests onto the thing too. Like get like a player to come in and see what kind of knowledge they got.
Pit them against each other. Sorry, I just had an idea. I just had an idea, but we could talk about it.
I was going to say, we're going to have to nuke the VOD.
Yeah, we could talk about it later. I don't trust anyone.
Yeah, anyway. So here comes the plug portion. Follow me on Twitter at KoopaNJ. I like to talk about things not included to, but also include Super Smash Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog, Survivor, and sometimes I watch a really good movie. That's it.
Yes.
It's the four food groups of my life. That's all I got. I've run out of season of Survivor to watch. I'm very sad.
Yeesh.
Time to move
well,
on.
at that point, we got to restart now, right?
No, I haven't. So I haven't delved into the.
You could watch all those Grand Pooh Bear Animal Crossing Survivor videos. That's a streamer who made Animal Crossing within his stream. I'm sorry, Survivor within his Animal Crossing game on his stream.
That's actually great.
I'm gonna find it really quick before we sign out.
there's international seasons of Survivor I can watch, but that involves me having to like scour the internet. I don't want to get a virus on my computer.
Pretty much the same old, same old. I haven't gotten through my rewatch of Avatar, but I'm going to be getting on The Legend of Korra. That's been my goal to finally watch, because I told everybody I'd finally give it a go, and I'm going to. But of course, follow me at everything that is Ajax_HQ. It's literally all my stuff: Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I keep it simple, keep it easy. Lots of Pokemon, of course, with the DLC that just came out. Lots of Smash outcoming soon. I haven't really posted any of that stuff, but I've been working on a lot of projects for it. Just been slow because I've been insanely busy. But it'll be finally coming, especially with the things like 8.0 around the corner. And here every single week on the Gloves Off podcast, because this is definitely one of my favorite things to do during the week.
That's awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. But yeah, Haz, I'll let you go next, Haz.
Yeah, the man with the Peloton.
It's all right.
It's all right. No, I love it too. You guys are great.
Yeah, the man with the bike. What you got going on? Just
bro, follow me on Twitter. You guys fucking know who I am. That's true. It's just whatever, man. Not a whole lot going on in life right now.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's true. We're just hanging out. I'm trying to find like I said, we're all just trying to find TP to watch. HBO Max, by the way.
This is what you want. This is what you want. You want to watch Survivor and Animal Crossing. This is amazing. This is so creative, and I wish I could be half as creative as this.
This is actually...
This looks like a lot of work,
this looks...
Look at this.
Great.
This is amazing.
Oh, my God.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I love when people
cool
get
stuff.
This good at this stuff. It's like...
They made the whole island.
These are like future movie directors right here. Like watching them putting this
work.
work.
Shit up, dude. Forget Smash. I want to be a creative, bro.
Which reminds me, Chris.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We could do that. But anyways, yeah. So yeah. Obviously, follow me, Chris Lodian. Great. But definitely follow Master Hand Games on Twitter. If you enjoyed this content, if you vibe with it, if you like these podcasts, share it, man. Let us know. Jeez, I know a lot of people watch and they don't always tell us, but you'll tell me in secret. But you could tell us. You don't got to be ashamed of me.
Yeah, interesting statistics show that it's like 70% of viewers of people who actively watch a channel aren't subbed, and that's something you shouldn't do. Hit the like, follow button, sub, all of it.
98 point something% on this channel, I'll have you know. But that's the curse of a Smash VOD channel. But that's why you're changing it up, man. That is why I'm changing up. But anyways, I do want to thank everybody. I want to thank you guys as always. But yeah, that's gonna be it for us. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.